तो ये हम अंग्रेजी में बोलेंगे। अंग्रेजी समझने में अगर किसी को असुविधा है, हिंदी का ज़रूरत है, तो हम अनुवाद का बंदोबस्त करेंगे यहाँ। किसको हिंदी ट्रांसलेशन का ज़रूरत होगा? ओके। तो आप लोग यहाँ आ जाइए। माता जी के लिए कौन कर सकते हैं? जमुना प्रिया, यू विल ट्रांसलेट फॉर द माता जी। अच्छा, जो हिंदी अनुवाद का ज़रूरत होगा वो पीछे जमुना प्रिया कौन करेगा? श्याम प्यारी ऑल्सो इज रेजिंग हर हैंड। पीछे सामने अच्छा रहेगा या सामने अच्छा रहेगा? दो जगह कर सकते हैं। अच्छा, जो पीछे हैं जमुना प्रिया माता जी के पास चले जाइए, और जो सामने हैं तो श्याम प्यारी माता जी के पास चले जाइए। और यहाँ आप हिंदी अनुवाद कर रहे हैं? अच्छा, so everyone is set up? सब बैठ गए हैं ठीक से? Valeria, तुमको will you need translation also? Who can translate in Italian? Oh yeah, okay. So you're translating. Radhika is translating. Very good. Okay, so everyone is set properly. प्रियव्रत प्रभु के बारे में कौन कौन जान? प्रियव्रत प्रभु को कौन कौन पहचानते हैं? How many of you know Priyavatha Prabhu? Very good. And Priyavatha Prabhu spent quite a lot of time in Ujjain also. Originally, he was from London, and I got to know Priyavatha in 1985. In around 1985, I first met him in London. Priyavatha those days used to work in a studio, in an art gallery, not a studio. He was the manager of an art gallery, and every morning he used to come to the temple, Soho Street temple. He used to attend the Srimad Bhagavatam class. He used to attend the deity greetings, Guru Puja, Srimad Bhagavatam class. And then after that, he used to serve the prasad to the devotees. And after serving prasad, he used to go to his work. And he used to, because he was a manager of a art gallery, he had to dress up in a proper way. So he used to always come. It was a very nice sight to see him. He used to come wearing a three-piece suit and tie, and he used to take off the coat when he used to come to the temple room, and you could see the tie, the waistcoat, and full sleeve shirt, and he used to have a beard, goatee. appeared. And he was very friendly, very jovial, and we became very close quickly, very quickly. And then he used to, as I said, like he used to serve the devotees, but he hardly didn't take prasad. And so one day I noticed and I told him, why don't you take prasad? And he told me that he took breakfast at home already. So I insisted, no, you should take some prasad because you have to honor the prasad. So then he would take some prasad. Then, and those days there were not so many congregation devotees. So he was quite prominent because there were so few Indians, and he was one of them, and he was working person, not just a brahmachari or full-time devotee. Then Priyavatha became very close to me, and he used to confide in me. Priyavatha was, at that time, he was married to one German lady, and he used to tell me about the difficulties that he was having with her. I met her also in a few occasions. It was quite nice. At least she was nice to me. But Priyavatha was having some difficulties with her. I think one difficulty was Priyavatha became a vegetarian. She didn't want to become a vegetarian. Priyavatha wanted to be committed to Krishna consciousness, and she wanted to lead a materialistic life. So natural difficulties that one gets into. And then Priyavatha, when he used to tell me, I used to tell him that, look, if it's a choice between Krishna and your wife, then I think you should go for Krishna. And he took my advice quite seriously, and he gave everything up. He had a house, he gave the house to his wife, he gave his car to his wife, and he bought another car, I remember. But he was very attached to his little son, the youngest. He had 3 sons, and the youngest one, Sunit, was a nice boy. He used to come with him to the temple. Like he used to go to Soho Street from Monday till Friday, and Saturday and Sunday he used to come to the Bhaktivedanta Manor. The Soho Street temple is in the city, and it was close to his workplace. That's why he used to come every morning. On his way to work, he used to come and attend the morning programs. So this is how, and on Saturday, Sunday, he used to bring his son to Bhaktivedanta Manor. And it was very nice. And so eventually when they separated, he had a divorce, and he left everything, left his family, gave everything off to his wife. And at that time I was involved in France. Like by the time I was a GBC of France, so I had to go to south of France, and so Priyavrata volunteered to drive me. And we traveled to Belgium, to Paris, then New Mayapur, and south of France. And it was very nice, like traveling like that by car in Europe is very pleasant. So by the time we finished traveling, Priyavrata shaved up and became a full-time devotee. So first temple he joined was Radhadesh temple. And he was very happy becoming a full-time devotee. Actually, when he got divorced, as I told, like he used to tell me, he used to speak to me, and I used to tell him, look, if the family life is not helping you in your Krishna consciousness, then just separate yourself and become a full-time devotee. So he also submitted his resignation from his work. So for that also he had to wait for a year or for a month or two to get the release. And so this is how Priyavrata became involved. And those days he used to actually drive me in Europe. And he had a very wonderful service attitude. Although he had some pain in his left arm, but sometimes he would just cook for the devotees. He used to make very nice bread rolls. So he was in Radhadesh, and Radhadesh those days had about 30-40 devotees. So he had to make 2 bread rolls. So I told him, he used to make very nice bread rolls. So I told him to make the bread rolls. And he went ahead making the bread rolls. But then I realized that to make the bread roll, you have to roll the dough, cut the dough. Like it was quite stressful. And he had some pain in his arm. So I just told him that I came down and I started to help him out. So together we made the bread rolls. And he was a very good cook also. He used to cook like very nice, especially he used to make very nice tikyas, aloo tikya. And anybody who knew Priyavrata knew how jovial he was. He was always laughing. When I used to come to India, Priyavrata used to also come to India. Those days I used to, in October, Kartik, I used to take devotees to different places. Like we used to start our program in Mayapur, 7 days in Mayapur, 7 days in Jagannath Puri, then 7 days in Vrindavan. So this way we used to have our annual pilgrimage, and we used to get about 200-250 devotees to come from all over the world. And so one time we all were in Puri, and Priyavrata didn't know how to swim very well. And I don't know whether you noticed, the ocean water, sometimes a big wave comes and the water level rises. So Priyavrata was there on shallow water, but then all of a sudden a big wave came and the water rose, and Priyavrata panicked. He felt he was drowning. So, And I could see that he was, like the wave came and he got carried away. And so I went and caught him by his hand and pulled him out. He often used to remember that. He used to tell me that you not only saved me from my spiritually you saved me, but materially also you saved me. And I used to have a lot of fun. He was a very generous person. In those days in France, there was a lot of difficulty. In New Mayapur, how many of you have seen New Mayapur? New Mayapur is quite remote in France. Like, it's about 3.5 hours from Paris, and quite remote. And they were having lot of financial difficulties because they didn't have much money, and that's why they were having going through a lot of difficulties. And Priyavatha was so concerned when he found out that the devotees in New Mayapur were having such difficulties. He started to collect money and bhoga from the devotees in London. In London, many devotees are London is very wealthy country, a wealthy place. In New Mayapur, people didn't have money, but in London, people have a lot of money. So Priyavatha used to collect bhoga from London, like rice, wheat, sugar, ghee, butter, dal. And he used to fill up a truck. Every month he used to do that. He used to fill up a truck and drive the truck himself to and deliver all the bhoga to New Mayapur temple. And the devotees became so grateful to Priyavatha that they made him the president of New Mayapur temple. So for some time, Priyavatha was the president of New Mayapur temple. Before that, Priyavatha also was in South Africa. I was involved in South Africa as a GBC. So Priyavatha came with me, and Johannesburg temple had some difficulties, and Priyavatha became involved in Johannesburg temple. Actually, I appointed him as the vice president of Johannesburg temple. So he served in Johannesburg temple also for quite some time. And then Priyavatha went back to London, then France, then after New Mayapur, Priyavatha actually came to Ujjain. At that time I started Ujjain temple. So he came, and many of you have your experiences with him. He developed the congregation preaching quite nicely, and I noticed that the small children were very fond of Priyavatha. As if Priyavatha was their hero. Dhanushree, right? And so, and last time I was here, Priyavatha was here. He was spending half the time here and half the time in London. Jai Shri Shri Gaur Nitai ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan ki Jai. Jai Shri Shri Krishna Balaram ki Jai. I remember last time since the temple, when I was leaving, the temple was closed, so I came down straight and got into the car. Priyavatha was there, I just saw him. That was last month. And when the other day when I got the news that Priyavatha left his body, I thought that Priyavatha not left the body. Priyavatha had a stroke, and at that time I was in Australia. So I got the news that Priyavatha got a stroke and he was taken to the hospital. So I actually called, I think I called Vimal Krishna, but then I got to know that Priyavatha was not here, Priyavatha was in London. Anyway, so then I called London and I was told that it was a minor stroke. So Priyavatha's condition improved, went back to his house. Then after that he had some difficulty again, so he was taken to the hospital. And then yesterday he was actually supposed to come out of the hospital and go to his house. But day before yesterday, just as he had this physiotherapy, he had a heart attack, massive heart attack, and he left his body. So it's a painful thing for us. Like, I feel bad that I couldn't speak to him properly, and of course on top of everything, just the thought that I won't see him again, at least in this world, that naturally makes one very sad. And but at the same time we have our spiritual understanding, we have our Krishna conscious understanding that na jayate mriyate vakadachin. The spirit soul is never born, the spirit soul never dies. It is the body that dies. And this body is only an external covering created by our activities. Due to our aversion to Krishna, we develop this gross and subtle body. And this body is temporary, we change the body, but the soul is eternal. Soul never dies. And when we lead a life of devotion with Krishna in the center, these relationships are eternal, because these relationships are spiritual. So there is an assurance that someday in the spiritual world we'll meet again. In the material world we may have become separated, but on the spiritual world we will become united again. So let us take advantage of this process that Srila Prabhupada so mercifully gave us, and let's make our life successful. Devotees, those who have devoted themselves, those who have committed themselves to serving Krishna, they will naturally be rewarded very nicely by Srila Prabhupada. Because they have surrendered to Krishna, Krishna will reward them. In a way, it's a loss for us, but for him, for a devotee, it is a gain. When he goes back to the spiritual world. Or he takes another birth to come here and serve, continue to serve Krishna. So either way, there is no loss. So today, Priyavatha's body was cremated in London. His wife Radharani Devidasi is going to come to India with Priyavatha's youngest son to take the ashes to Mayapur. Yesterday I was talking to her and she was asking where she should take the ashes. And I suggested that Mayapur will be a good idea because the Ganga is there, and so in this way Priyavatha's last rites were conducted. I heard about 150 people came to his his funeral ceremony. In London, 150 people is a big number. And so tomorrow is Ekadasi. On Ekadasi, this Shraddha ceremony doesn't take place, so I suggested that they can do that the day after. On Dwadasi, they here also will have a feast on Dwadasi in memory of Priyavatha Prabhu. And that day also we can have a program. Maybe we can start the program at 12 o'clock. And if the devotees want to read their offerings to Priyavatha, they can do that. Let's see how many of you would like to say something or write something about Priyavatha Prabhu. Good. Very good. So you have your written preparations, so that at 12 o'clock, and then prasad can be on Ekadasis. What time is the prasadam? 1:30? 1 or 1:30? 1 o'clock. Okay. So for 1 year, for 1 hour, you can have the. No, day after tomorrow. That's what I'm saying, Dwadashi. Not, Dadashi? Oh, at 2:30. Okay then, right. Then what will you do? Will you have the Sokshabha or memorial ceremony at 12 or later? You can start at 1 then and go on till 2:30, then go and take prasad. So प्रियव्रत प्रभु की। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम 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 हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा कृष्णा हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, हरे राम राम हरे हरे। हरे कृष्णा 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 हरे हरे, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ram, Ram Ram, Hare Hare. Nitya Gaur Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol, Hari Bol. Jai Jai Prabhupada, 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 Prabhupada. Gaur Premanande Hari. Nama Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Pristhaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunnavadi Paschatana. Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Priyavatha Prabhu ki jai, Gaur Premanande Hari Hari.